Welcome to JohnG TV. This is a little jam I made at 3 a.m. in the morning. You know how I was feeling. Little house jam, you know. This is JohnG TV, and I am John G, the El Capitan. Good morning to you. Wake your goat mouth ass up. You are here live. Not so live. I guess I'm not live right now. One day I go live. But today we got here the Electron Digitakt, along with Roland, the Torcido and the Scooper. Man, the Torcido is so dope. Man, you hear how I did with that sound, man. So this is for now. This is my analog heat until I get an analog heat. This right here, yeah, especially if you get it for a smooth 150, no brainer. But all right, so check this out. If you're new to the channel, this is your first time here, I welcome you. This is JohnG TV. We welcome you here, and I am John G. There's a disclaimer that I must put out there that has become world famous, and it goes simply like this. This is not for your cell phones. This is not for your laptops or your tablets. You're gonna have to put your headphones on. Your hi-fi deck. Cause this here is like that. Yeah, we're gonna get into some line level recordings, you know what I'm saying? I know people was kind of pissed because the last few episodes, you know what I'm saying, the recording. I'm just trying to find myself, man. I want it to all sync up and be smooth. So I like when I did it with the dog, but trying to get the timing right. That's why I was having the Chinese effect, because you gotta try to punch it in right. And a couple times I nailed it, but a few times it was just off. But I'm just trying to find that that sweet spot so I can just have that fluidity. I want to flow, so I'm finding my flow, but I don't want to compromise the sound, because I feel like what I'm hearing is 100. It's dope, but I feel like maybe as a consumer, as a listener, you're getting cheated a little bit in terms of sonic. So I'm just trying to find that sweet spot to get it the best. So we're gonna listen to some line level recording. However, when I do this, you won't be able to hear me, so that's cool. We'll just stop and go and whatever. So what I'm gonna do right now is just play this little sequence that I made, a little house beat. I think it's pretty nice. I'm gonna break. We're gonna just play this. I'm gonna jam out. So just sit back and relax. I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna talk about anything. I know I'm supposed to do the LFO, continue my the amp, because that got cut off, and then I'm gonna break down the effects and whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna just shut up right now. We're gonna just jam out. This may be a little jam session, and then I'll just go into a little dissertation after the fact, however I'm feeling at the time. So let's go ahead and get this set up. So we're gonna disconnect the music for a little bit, a little moment of silence, if you will. Let's see what I need to do here. All right, pull that out of there. Put this into here. I don't need that. That go like that. This, I believe, goes like this. All right, so now y'all finna hear what I hear. Together as one. Put your headphones on. Your hi-fi deck. Cause this here, plug it in, boy. It's like that. Now we in Jamaica. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Little nibbles and nabbles. Yeah, a little 3 a.m. jam that I had going on this morning. A little something I like to do is, I go from that house jam, which is fun music to me, and then I like to just break it down because I still gotta represent, that hardcore beats that I like. So, I kind of like to do that with my house beats. But yeah, just a little something. Like I said before, the Torcido is definitely because at first, as you can see, a lot of videos I wasn't using it after I had it because I kept the scooper kind of messed me up. I kept wanting it to be that, and then finally I'm sitting here like I'm now that I have the Electron, I've been lusting tough over the analog heat, and after downloading that kit, the Hotwire kit. I paid for that after getting first. I got Corey's my first time ever buying kits because I don't do that. I bought the chicken kit from Beat People. That's dope. I played around with that. All that I'm gonna say is this: there is definitely a difference between analog and digital. When I'm making my analog beats from analog samples, when I go back and listen to the ones that aren't analog, it's like you can definitely hear it sonically. If you ask me, I don't think there is a doubt about there being a difference. You may not be able to hear it just if you hear them just hearing it, but if you hear it side by side, or if you do a lot of analog stuff and then you go to hear some digital stuff right after that, it's gonna be a letdown. Like you're gonna notice. Um, so yeah, that analog heat kit, the Hotwire, I bought that was like I think $12. Nice sounds on there. So if that analog heat can make those sounds, then it's in the bucket. So yeah, for now this is my I'm gonna use this, and now it wants me. Now I'm thinking, can I get sounds out of this? I know it has the software side, which I've only played around with it. I really haven't grasped the full understanding of it and kind of like got into it yet. But this is what makes these also so special is because of that software side and being able to get into the modular aspect of it and being able to dial in what it is that you want to need takes this to another level. So these boxes, this and the scooper, which is kind of like off camera, but it's right there. Those two are, I mean, these period. I don't got the bit raiser, which I'm not. At first, I wrote that one off and the Torcido. I just thought I wanted the scooper and the Demora, but I'm glad I got this Torcido because this mud is nice, and I now want the other two just because. Why not? Why not have all four? Especially if I can get them for all like 150, I'll get them. Um, so yeah, that was a little beat I broke down. Where, like I was saying, this is my analog heat until I get one. It's nice though. I mean, you hear what it does to the sound. I mean, it really, and then it adds another level of performance in being able to, affect that sound sonically, and use it as, motion. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna break down. This is obviously not gonna be a what's not. I just feel like I made a bunch of beats on here. I got another house beat. I ain't gonna play that one, but this is the one I made at 3 a.m. in the morning. I got one that I made before this one. That's kind of dope too. I like that one too. But like I said, I won't play that. Maybe a different day. Um, but so far on this particular program, this is the first time I've ever really maxed out. Um, I'm on my way to maxing out all the steps on all the patterns. Usually I don't never really do that. I'll always like use a couple and then I'll start a whole new program or whatever. But on this machine, I've developed a new kind of workflow or whatever, and I got so far I'm on bank 15, so I got one more bank to fill up. And then I believe bank 15 is now done. Yeah, so I got all the patterns done in 15. So I just got one more bank to fill up. Then I have 8 banks with 16 patterns in each. And I'm going to talk about my workflow on this because a lot of things that I used to do that I now no longer do. I have a new way of thinking, and it really started with my chord sampler. And but I'll talk about that because the way I do it now, I don't mute anymore. There's no need for muting. And I used to be like y'all. I used to mute in my performance. I would have one track would be the whole beat, and so before I would have it where I have you know, the one pattern. Pattern one would be a beat. This would be 16 beats as opposed to one beat. So that's why I think I never really maxed out my banks on none of my machines, because I would turn each track into a whole beat itself and then do the whole mute thing. But now my workflow is there's no more muting. I don't. Only time I mute is for like editing purposes, to mute out sound so I can hear a sound so that I can mix that sound how I want. Other than that, the days of muting is dead. I don't mute no more. So, but I'll break that down and explain that. Some of you who know what I'm talking about, you like, John G, I know what you're saying, and I got it. But to those that don't, I'll further explain that some other day. But yeah, this is just a little beat I made. The Electron Digitakt, the Torcido, the Scooper. Man, this is like week 2 or week 3 or something like that. I think I just had this thing. And I'm already up and running. The MIDI, I was playing with it the other day. And this is what I'm saying about MIDI, man. It doesn't act like audio. Like I had the micro brew hooked up to it. You know, I had my channels. Trying to get them things to cut on was a little finicky. I don't know why they weren't responsive, but whatever. That's nitpicking. But nevertheless, it was still not responding in some cases for whatever reason. But yeah, it's like the play mode, like you don't have the same tools that you have. I thought it was identical, but it's really not. You have all these other parameters that you can play with, but you can't, like, I can't do the play mode where I can reverse it, and if I can, I haven't figured it out, but it's still, the interfacing is not the same. So if it is a way to do it and it's just due to my ignorance, then I take that. But from what I'm seeing, it's not as the interfacing doesn't seem to be the same. It's definitely on some CC values, program changes. You got the mod wheel and the pitch bend and all this other kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's not the same. Like the source, chain, pitch bend, aftertouch, mod wheel, breath control. That's not the same as having the play mode. I'm looking for this screen on the MIDI, and it's not there. And so, and then when I was playing with it, it just wasn't responding in the way that I wanted it to. And thus, I'm like, see, this is just that bullshit. See, this that bullshit. That's why I don't like fucking with MIDI. Usually, for me, MIDI is just to sync it up. Other than that, like I've said before, I've avoided it all my life because it's annoying, and I don't like necessarily how you have to double save and triple load and all the other kind of stuff. So in any event, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like it is definitely something that a door that if you go through, you'll obviously, be able to craft more sounds and craft more beats, and it'll make you walk a certain kind of way, which will make you. This is the reason why I like having different gears, because the gear will kind of it'll kind of steer you, and so you have to, I don't approach my gear the same way. Like sometimes the gear steers you due to its limitations, due to what it's offering, will basically force you to make a beat in a certain way. And so that's why I prefer to have different gears, because it brings out a different inspiration in me. And if I use the same tool the same way every time, it's logically to think that I'm gonna get the same result every time. After a while, I don't want to sit here and make the same shit over and over again. I'm gonna get tired of it. So I'm always trying to figure out, just playing with sounds and patterns and just different. That's why I don't care the genre thing. It doesn't matter. I just try to bring out what's in me, the feeling that I'm having at that time. So, and it's definitely, as you can see, it's boom boom tsh, boom boom. Something about that rhythm is just you can't. It's undeniable as far as I'm concerned. We will rock you down. Boom boom. I mean, that's me right there. I don't know what it is about that drum pattern, but anytime you go, you know, with that boom boom ta ta boom ta boom 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 ta ta boom, something about that, I just like that, you know. So, but yeah, like I said, I like to play around and let the gear kind of, you know, steer me, as opposed to me always want it to do the same thing I've been doing 1,000 times before. So, but yeah, MIDI, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it too bad because I'm not an expert at it. I'm not a huge fan of it, other than just syncing my devices. That's pretty much my depth of it. Until I can figure out how to play with it and have more fun with it. Outside of that, I do want to make mention of this. The video already going on too long, so I might as well throw this in there. I've been hearing griping on several boxes about song mode. I want to talk about this song mode business because on the circuit, if you can pattern change, that kind of negates that is song mode. I mean, that is the same thing. When you in every other song mode box I've had, it basically asks me what patterns I want to chain together, which is what you're doing. The only thing about song mode is allowing you to recall those patterns. Now, for that, simply I would think a program thing. So Electron, y'all gotta fix that because that is an issue. But this whole gripe about no song mode to me seems to be slightly a bit of bullshit, because on the circuit you can't skip over patterns, and so that's a problem. Novation, y'all gotta fix that. We need to be able to skip over a step and then program in steps or whatever. Electron is right now, they're winning with that because I can basically pattern hold, right, and then I can hold this down and then punch in step 4 3 times, this 2 times, here once, so long as I got one of them hold, and I can just keep chaining patterns together, which is a song or a loop or whatever. The problem with this is that I can't recall that chain I just did. Now, Electron, y'all got to fix that, because that will completely, in my mind, solve this whole no song mode business. The fact that I can punch in and chain the same step or the same pattern multiple times, different patterns, that is a song. So once you do that, you're good to go. However, there is the fact of not being able to recall